What up, y'all? Happy Friday. Hope everybody is doing well. I am. I just got in from work a few minutes ago. It's a little Friday night at the restaurant. A little bit crazy, but not too bad. It's St. Patty's Day today, which means really nothing to anyone. It's just drinking. It's just an excuse to drink. I don't even know if Irish people celebrate this. Anybody from Ireland can weigh in on this, let me know. But yeah, so I totally forgot about it. And then I got to work and realized it because of the traffic, the foot traffic around the neighborhoods. Everybody was wearing green. And I was like, oh my God, I wore my green today. And I didn't even mean to, or I kind of did, because I just kept looking at this shirt. And I was like, well, it's kind of chilly out. But I'm like really into like the spring thing now. And I'm just kind of like over like dark flannels. But I don't know. I was just like, well, it'll be warm and I need to wear green and I don't know why. And I want to wear this dark color. And I thought it was just because I wanted to blend into the shadows. But as it turns out, it's because it was St. Patty's Day and I needed to show my Irish side. But enough about that. We're here to talk about our oracle and tarot message for the weekend. And if you don't already, you can go follow me at Liz_Taylor_Magick on Instagram. And on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do our reading there, like midday, in the form of a blog with a photo. And then later, we come on here and we talk about it in further detail. And sometimes we get it at come at it at a different angle, so to speak. So yeah, you can go follow me there. And while we're talking shop, if you have been liking my content, please subscribe to my channel. Be part of my first 1,000 subscribers. And if you resonate with this video at all, give me a thumbs up, please, and comment or leave an emoji. Any little action that you take on a video or any piece of content helps it get out there, and it helps other people find these messages too who might need them. So you are helping a lot by liking and commenting. And if you don't know what to say, then you can just leave some emojis, and that is helpful too. And I also really like hearing what's going on for you guys. It's really fun when you guys give me tidbits about what's resonating and what's happening in your life. And believe it or not, like I actually am interested to know, and I think of you guys sometimes randomly, like when I'm doing my readings or whatnot, and I'm just like, oh, I hope this like gets out there to people who maybe could use it today. But I'm rooting for you all in all your challenges and opportunities. And that is what we're presented with over the weekend. The juxtaposition between our challenges and opportunities. So from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck, we got reflection, which is always a popular theme for us to be getting on the weekends. Weekends were just made for reflecting. We got enchantment. This has been coming up in different ways recently. Like the enchantment card, this card has come up a few times over the past probably 8 weeks. But also the sirens card in the wild unknown archetypes, which tells me that there are two energies to be aware of right now. One is to be enchanted and let yourself be, sort of lured in by life's, however you're being enticed, and impassioned to follow your heart and your desire and the things in life that are exciting you and inspiring you, right? Because you don't want to live just like in a dull, like flavorless life with no excitement. But also, don't get too carried away where you're easily seduced by other people's agendas or, what other people's to-do lists. One thing that I've found very valuable in my, this is the first time I've ever lived alone completely. And I'm also haven't been in a relationship in in a little while. And I've been, just spending time being single and being independent and enjoying my own company. But one of the things that I set out to do was to really recalibrate and recenter inside and get rid of everyone else's energy and influence over me and just listen to my own inner guidance, my own heart's calling, my soul's calling, without anybody else's, agendas or needs or opinions or perceptions to take in mind. Left to my own devices, it's like, where does my core authenticity take me to? And so part of the warning of enchantment is to not get distracted by shiny objects, because right now, well, okay, I'm kind of getting too far ahead of myself. And then we got gratitude from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. So I'm going to continue that thought for a second. So right now is a perfect time, because we're in the final few days of Pisces season. And Pisces season had us swimming around the depths of our subconscious, looking for any remaining residue of emotional baggage from the past, subconscious patterning that doesn't serve us, limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging tendencies, perceptions, things that were driving our ship that we didn't even realize were having so much control over us. Week by week through Pisces season, we've been taking a look at like our anger, our sadness, our angst, all of these things that have lingered within us and have caused blockages or have slowed us down. It's like we're getting rid of them. We've also been reevaluating our goals and the people, places, things, and projects, and jobs or careers that are taking our energy away from what is ultimately our goal, what is ultimately our calling, what are ultimately the things that we want to manifest, and what we ultimately value. We don't need our attention and our energy spread out so much. What we need to do is simplify our lives to amplify. And what we need to do is basically Marie Kondo our lives. And if this isn't bringing you love and joy, if it's not adding to your purpose in life, if this is not adding to a service that you do to share the greater good and the light with others, and it's not in line with your goals, reevaluate. Is this how you want to spend your money? Is this how you want to spend your time? Is this how you want to spend your emotion? We're being asked to look at things that don't provide an equal give and take, because we have 6 of Pentacles here. So underneath reflection, we have 9 of Cups. Underneath enchantment, we have strength. And underneath gratitude, we have 6 of Pentacles. So basically, we are reflecting on thinking about, okay, what in my life is in alignment with my 9 of Cups, with my wishes? What is in alignment with my goals, with my hopes and my pursuits? Are there projects that I'm still putting my energy into that I don't care about anymore, that I could just take off the drawing board? Are there people who are constantly shitting all over you in your life or using you, right? Are there people who always show up and just talk at you and talk at you and talk at you and talk at you and talk at you, and then they're done, and then they hang up or they leave or they go, and then there was never any time left for you? And maybe you've noticed that these people have always been like that. And you're just like, okay, wow, this was completely one-sided the whole time. Do I need you in my life, or do you need me in yours? You reevaluate. And maybe you don't burn that bridge completely, but maybe you recontextualize people, right? Are you working at a job that you have been dissatisfied with for a long time? Are you ready to do something else? Are you just not appreciating the job? And you could actually just find fulfillment within the job, and maybe some of your angst could be alleviated if you were just following more of your passions outside of work and doing things that were more nurturing to your soul or exciting to you. So really reflect on, what's in alignment with your values. Friends, lovers, suitors, projects, hobbies, side hustles, businesses, career goals. Like what is really serving you? Because right now at the end of Pisces season, we're sort of getting rid of all this residue that's left, so that come Aries season, we can walk into this huge new story that we've been waiting to start, right? Like all of 2022, we were clearing the ground to build something on new, right? And so 2023 is all about, now that we have our foundation set, the ground's cleared, the foundation is set. We have our materials assembled. Now we're ready to implement. Now we're ready to build infrastructure. Now we're ready to essentially do the damn thing. But we need to get all of the clutter, the energetic clutter, the ideas that we're not going to work on, the projects that we're not finishing, all those empty vessels, those things that are sucking your focus away from the things that you really want to do. You need to just let them pass you by. This Aries season, I love the way that it's set up. Okay, so not only are we at the end of 2022, which was like a very intense year for so many. There was just so many huge life changes happening in 2022. We're also at this moment where Capricorn is in its 29th degree and it's leaving the sign of Aquarius, where like the disciplinary, stern, strict, like school marm has been in the sign of innovative revolution and rebellion. And so everything's been getting an overhaul. Not only that, Pluto, the planet of like deep transformation and change, death and taxes and all of the extreme definites in life, that planet has been going from, I think it's going from Capricorn. Capricorn is moving from Aquarius into Pisces, and Pluto is moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. So the big change, the transformation, like the death rebirth transformation, is going from strict, stern Capricorn into like revolutionary, rebellious, like turn it all upside down revolution, flaunt in the face of convention Aquarius. So these two major planets that really affect us are in their 29th degree of the house that they're in. They're in the boiling point, the culmination point of like like the end of a huge opus, right? So then they're about to go into the next sign where they start over. They start their work in that house, in that sign, and do all the correction and the healing work there. So it's like, oh my gosh, two of the most intense and strict planets have just culminated in this grand finale along with the rest of the year. So it's just been more intense than usual. And it's been more difficult to start anything this year than usual. And so if you're feeling insane and so tired, like you're at death's door, like out of body, you're like, well, you haven't even started the year yet. You're in good company. Everyone else feels like this too. I have a feeling though that as we get closer to this Aries new moon coming up on the 5th, I think, we're going to have a lot more energy starting to rev up. We're going to feel that fiery passion coming. Because we have an Aries new moon on the 5th, and then after that, our full moon is in Libra, another chance to reevaluate and release what's out of balance. And then we have another new moon in April that is another Aries new moon. So we have back-to-back Aries new moons. So new moons are great for launching and starting and setting intentions and planting seeds and beginning the process of manifestation. Full moons are when the manifestation has culminated and you're celebrating that you're like, if I don't see it physically, it's already mine. The process is already going into motion. And a lot of times the seed you plant on a new moon, sometimes we'll harvest 6 months later in that corresponding full moon. So we have, and then Aries is a cardinal sign, which is a sign, cardinal signs are great for beginning. They're like that catalyst energy, that starting spark. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the baby. It's the divine spark that starts the whole cycle. So we have like beginning energy, like times 2 Aries new moons. We had the one in March, and then we're gonna have one in April, and then we have. Wait, hold on. No, we have 2 Aries new moons in April and a full moon in Libra. This is gonna be my month, guys, because I'm an Aries Libra rising. So y'all look out. You better have me monetized. Every single person that's watching this, subscribe to my channel and like this video. But yeah, so huge starter energy in April. So we will be feeling that spring life force coming within us. Stronger. We're going to be feeling stronger. And I think that our strength right now needs to be focused on making the most of this moment and really appreciating it and just allowing yourself the joy of the enchantment of it all, right? As we weigh out, this is another thing that I wanted to get at too. So with the 9 of Cups, these wishes that are her fan, as we're reflecting on our wishes, there are going to be opportunities and offers presented. And it could be that we have more than one option for things, or there will be more than one option. So it's very good to be excited and be excited to jump on opportunities. However, you need to take that slow as well and use your discernment and reflect on if all the major things about this opportunity that's being offered, is that in alignment with your manifestation that you want? Is that in alignment with your goals and your wishes? Are there any big deal breakers? Are there any big things that are missing that you were like, no, I really wanted this, or you know what, that was one of the key factors? If something goes against your core authentic desired feelings and needs out of a situation, and for instance, if you have a job offer and it might be very exciting and alluring at first. It's always fun to get a job offer, and it's always fun to imagine that things can be better. Oh, it'll be easier and I'll make more money. And that's always people are going to be selling you on taking their opportunity that they offer you, whether that be date me and not that person, or take the job that I'm giving you. You have to discern, are these factors, are the elements of this thing being offered to me, are they in alignment with my core desires, my core needs, or are they not? For me, a job opportunity would have many things to consider, especially if it were something similar to what I'm already doing. There would have to be huge differences that would make me want to uproot myself and do something else, because I'm pretty happy where I'm at. So yeah, look at the things about that job that are going to affect you on a day-to-day basis. For instance, when I found the job that I'm at now, I wasn't necessarily looking to go work at a restaurant, but I wanted my days open. I wanted to have every day available, and be able to use most of that day. I wanted to make as much money as I could in the least amount of hours as possible. I wanted to have fairly good hours in the evening and not work too late. I wanted to have somewhere close by with easy parking that was in a beautiful environment that I enjoyed. Great food. And so there were just so many things about the place that I work now that that ticked off all those boxes, right? And so every time a gig comes up, I mean, I've got TV and film and video production gigs that are still offering me jobs all the time. But the fact is that I'm like, well, is it worth it? Like, for the effort, for the exchange? I'm like, I can make the same amount of money just going to pick up a shift, or maybe even more, for less effort, right? So be discerning. Yeah, it's probably more impressive and an ego boost to have those production jobs, I guess, if it matters. But like, who the fuck cares? I'm the one who has to live my life. What am I, taking jobs so that by the off-shot chance that someone's going to ask me what I do, they can be like, how neat. Big fucking deal. Like, people live their life according to, like, hoping that people will be like, oh, wow, I'm so impressed by that. Tell me more. It's like, you live your whole life waiting for that moment of, like, validation. People, we are here learning to not live our life waiting on these empty moments of validation. We are finding validation from the number one source, the source of all that is, and from within. Like, we do not need these outside things to validate us, right? So use your own discernment and your own wisdom and your own discipline to weigh out the factors of these opportunities by, like, accordance to, okay, what are your requirements? What are your preferences? What are your deal breakers? And knowing the difference between those and being able to weigh them against, like, what is authentically true for you and what isn't. For instance, this is a great example. What is authentic? Like, what is something that I authentically need? I need to be in a beautiful environment. I need to aesthetically like what is around me, because when I'm around ugly environments, I get really depressed and I hate my work environment and I don't want to be there. So that is a core need for me. That is not so that other people think that I'm great. That is so that I can literally stomach being at work. What is not an authentic need for me is other people being impressed with what I do. I was in an industry where supposedly people would be impressed by what I did, and it was very unfulfilling, and I didn't really care if somebody was impressed with me. So me being, I don't know, more proud, so to speak, of that gig is like, it's not a core authentic, it's not part of my authentic code. It's not a core authentic desire or need for me. So me trying to go get those jobs wouldn't be in alignment with what I really want, because what I really want, I'm getting in my current job. So this is why I think we need to be strong in the midst of enchantment. Dating, right? How many people have put on, like, these airs, or, like, put their best foot forward, or they figure out what you're into and they try to pretend, or they, show you a side of themselves that will win you over, and then it turns out that they're not like that at all, right? Or have you ever gone out with someone who you know for sure is not someone who you're going to get serious about, and maybe you've been saying, like, okay, I'm ready for a relationship now, and you're ready to, like, get out of just dating for fun, but you're, like, still dating the F-boys and the F-girls. This is a situation where you're falling prey to the shadow side of enchantment, and the sirens are sucking you in to distract you from what's really going to bring you true fulfillment. Another layer of this is, so Venus is going into Taurus. It already did. I think it happened on the 16th. And so Venus is going into one of its home signs. Venus rules Taurus and it rules Libra. Out of the two, Taurus is the slow, steady, plodding, very sensual, very, like, dependable, sustainable, kind of predictable, a Taurus. Very, very sturdy, that Taurus. But Taurus also loves sensuality. They love the finer things in life. They love wonderful fabrics and, you know, wonderful blankets and pillows to have around. They love beauty, wonderful foods. So Venus in Taurus with the Strength card and the Enchantment card is telling us to slow down and savor. Stop and smell the roses. Enjoy the coffee that you're sipping. Enjoy the unfoldment of getting to know a new suitor, or having an appreciation for the early stages of dating without being in a hurry to like know exactly what's happening or what it is or what are we or what are we doing. Like, just enjoy it. People always think like romance is dead, but it's not. It's just that no one has the discipline or the patience to give it time to happen anymore. Like, it takes time. There needs to be the element of time for the building of tension and suspense, to even have ideas come into mind and to be able to execute those ideas. Like, people just aren't patient enough anymore. You know, it's kind of nice to have something play out slowly and have the patience and the discipline. Because like this seduction game, it takes discipline. It's not easy. Because, and this is why no one's really that seductive anymore, or they're not that charming, because everybody's just in a hurry to like, you know, get it done, or like get to a means to an end, or get from point A to point B. And you know, they just want to answer back or get an answer, or tell, you know, why didn't you answer me? You know, people are just so like neurotic and anxious and like needy. And I don't know, if you want to really entice an individual, if you want to be enticed, you need to take the pace down. You need to get comfortable with having a slow unfolding and appreciate the unfolding of it. Now, you can't go so slow that like nothing's happening either. Like, there's a balance, but just don't speed ahead, right? It just slow down, enjoy your meal, so to speak. So allow things to unfold. Also, like when you are excited about a new romance, it's easy to want to rush in, but don't, because you're going to rush in and you're going to be in too deep with a person that you don't know. You need to get to know people. You need to let them show you who they really are. And you need to establish some groundwork and some foundations, right? And appreciation. It's called building the vessel. In Kabbalah, we talk about that concept all the time. And we talk about it on this channel a lot too. We talk about building the vessel. And you build the vessel with patience and effort over time. It's like when you keep showing up to something and you keep putting an effort in. And it actually strengthens your appreciation because of the investment that you put into it. So yes, be wise, be strong enough not to be lured into any traps. People are going to want to give you opportunities. They're going to be wanting to work with you. They're going to be wanting to pair up with you. They're going to be wanting to befriend you and date you. They want your time and your energy and your focus. And that's great. You just have to be discerning about what you choose, because you can't be everywhere at once. And so you need to really reflect on putting your energy towards the things that are truly in alignment with your purpose and with the goals and manifestations that are dearest to you in your heart, you're feeling most called to on a soul level at this moment. And then appreciate this moment for exactly what it is. I feel that things are really going to kick up and energy is going to shift and things are going to be moving faster in even just days from now. And I know that we're all just tired. We're just like, we're already tired. It's going to go faster. Yeah, it is. But I think we're going to get a surge of energy from Aries two times in this month. So that's great. So really appreciate this moment. Use this time while you can to reflect on what you really want, what you want to build for yourself, what's lining up with that in your life and what isn't. Oh, because you know what? We also have a solar eclipse, or a total eclipse. I believe it's a solar eclipse on that second new moon in April. It's on my birthday, you guys. April 19th. There's an eclipse. My God. And eclipses are all about getting rid of what is not in alignment, what is not serving you. So that'll be very interesting. I believe that since it's a new moon, it'll be a solar eclipse. So I feel like we've just gotten, we're not even out of all of this intensity with the astrology, and now we're already talking about eclipse season coming around the corner. Fuck me. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so appreciate. And also, I think the more we appreciate what life is offering us, the more it will show up and give to us. We have Six of Pentacles, which can talk about an unforeseen windfall. I think that this is partially, I think there's two meanings to this card in the situation. I think that life is about to reward us for all the effort that we've been putting in, and we haven't really been seeing any returns, and we're just like, okay, I'm just going to keep going through the motions. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep trying to stoke myself with passion and enthusiasm, and I'm more dead than dead, and I'm just going to keep on going and just keep resurrecting. And when is anything going to start happening? And I think that soon we're going to be seeing the sproutlings of the seeds we've been planting. Also, it's important that we reflect on the things in our life that are not giving us equal exchange. And this is also going to be something, I'm squeaky on the couch. This is also going to be something that takes discernment, because like we were just saying, we've been putting in the effort and it almost doesn't seem like it's showing anything in return. This is that period of the creation phase 3 where it all looks like it's for naught. And we just have to hold on to that certainty and that faith and keep showing up even if there's no payoff. And that is usually the key that unlocks the door to the manifestation. So you can't always judge a book by its cover, right? When you're like talking about return on investment, it's like you don't always know that. It's not always very obvious. However, when it comes to relationships, it is a little bit more straightforward in a way. Like if you're in a one-sided friendship, communication can be had. But if they're not willing to meet you halfway and also put effort into the friendship, then you're just going to have to recontextualize that person to an outer circle person. They're an acquaintance. And you don't have to give them all your time. And you don't have to keep showing up and like being their counselor for free or whatever you're doing. If you're dating someone that is constantly like not really giving you the enthusiasm or investment into the relationship that you are, move on. Let them go. They're never going to get better. If you've communicated your needs and you're putting in the effort and you've pointed out to them in a healthy fashion what your needs are, and that maybe where you feel that they could probably put more effort in, and they're still just like, whatever, I don't care, or they're just not making an effort, then that person is not giving you what you're giving then to the relationship. When you're pouring your heart into people, places, things, jobs, projects, and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving, and it is only ever taking, and it's a toxic situation, then that is when the real discernment comes in, because you have to decide whether or not, is this phase 3, Or am I in the wrong situation and I need to leave because this is very unhealthy and this is actually taking from me and this is destroying me and breaking down my soul? It can be pretty subtle sometimes with like for instance, if you're, say, an entrepreneur, or, you know, you're starting something from scratch, it does take so much energy. And for so long, it doesn't look like it's going to return, right? But if you feel in your heart of hearts that if you turn your back on this thing, that you would be going against God, that you would be giving up on yourself in some major way, and that you would feel like you kind of abandoned yourself because of it, then keep putting the effort in, right? If you feel a calling, if you feel like it's like your deep purpose, if this is like a deep passion for you and you feel led by God and like divinely guided to be there, and there is something in that about that for you, that it's not just about you, it's about sharing, you know, for the sake of others as well. Keep putting that effort in. But if this is not like a God-given purpose, and you just don't want to give up because you don't want to disappoint people, or because you're not a quitter and that kind of thing, like, you need to reconsider it. This is one of those things that you need to reevaluate. Is this helping me meet my ultimate desires and purpose and goals? Or is this just something that I'm spinning my wheels on? Is this something that's just leaking my energy, leaking my resources? Is this a person that I'm waiting on to change forever, right? People wait hoping that their parents will be different and that will suddenly turn around one day and be like, oh, I'm so proud of you. You know, you are valid. Like, they wait and wait and wait for their parents to change, to be other people. They're not going to be. Are you waiting for someone to give you the okay or permission that you're waiting for? Like, maybe life is asking you to just give yourself permission, right? But yeah, definitely take into consideration what is out of balance in your life in a toxic way, right? And then also take into consideration what you're going to stick it out for. Because every single thing in this life that's worth doing, everything that you are tasked with that's part of your purpose, everything that is worth doing or that's a dream is going to be challenged. And the more of a purpose it serves to reveal the light in this world, the more it's going to have an impact over darkness, the more it will be challenged, the harder it will be. It will feel like it's cursed. But you've got to push through, and you've got to persevere. And you've got to enlist your angelic help, right? And just always be aware that at every level, you're going to have an opponent there. A masculine energy opponent and a feminine energy opponent. And they're both going to try to foil you and stop you. That's their job. And essentially, it's just so that you can grow stronger and smarter and faster and quicker and wiser and more powerful. And yeah, and so don't get discouraged when challenge comes. Know that it may mean that you're closer than you realize to having a breakthrough, right? So, all right, y'all, let's round this off again. Let's just sum it up. We've got reflection. We have enchantment. And we have gratitude. So use this moment to reflect, appreciate this moment for what it is. Let yourself celebrate. That's part of the lesson of Purim that we just passed through, is being able to find the joy in life no matter what is going on. We have 9 of Cups, wishes coming true. Strength, be strong, be patient. Don't do anything self-defeating in the meantime. Like to get your energy all out of alignment right before everything comes through, right? Because as we're manifesting, the more like solid and consistent and sustained that we can stay in that high vibration of appreciation, it's like our frequency isn't cutting in and out, right? We want it strong and we want it stable. So be strong. Keep up your hopes. Keep up that enthusiasm. Keep up that belief and that faith that things are working out for the highest good. Me and my friend were talking about getting knocked out of that magic dark. The magic dark is another way to talk about creation phase 3. And it's when it seems like you've put all the effort in and that you're doing everything and coming at it from every angle, and like still like there's crickets, just nothing is happening, no breakthroughs, no advancement. And it's in those times where you double down in your faith and then eventually you break through, right? And the manifestation comes. But that magic dark can sometimes take a while. And it's a huge builder in trust, because it can be a very disheartening time, because it feels like you've done everything you can and still nothing's happening. And so the challenge in that moment is to not let yourself become disheartened, because being disheartened knocks you off of your feelings of magnetism, your feelings of confidence, your feelings of alignment, right? And resonance with yourself and appreciation and faith and certainty. All of that gets all, I'm thinking about turbulence and like garbage disposals, and like all of it gets put through a blender and messed up. And so then you're all dissonant and your energy is off, and then you're feeling fear, and then you've dropped out of that magic dark and your fear is taking you out, and now you're in a downward spiral going into a rut, and then you hit a rock bottom. And then it's like you've got to pump yourself up again to get back in that magic dark. And it's like this endless cycle. So when you're in that dark, that period, and things aren't happening, don't get discouraged. Just look around and see, okay, how can I double down on my effort? How can I continue to share? How can I stay proactive here? And how can I keep my mindset right so that I don't start getting discouraged? Because the discouragement is a wet blanket on your heart. And your heart, your passion, your optimism, your enthusiasm, that is the magnet that sucks in your manifestation, right? Your clarity, your mental focus, your imagination, that sends out the signal, right? Getting clear about what you want and all the details about it, and being consistent in that and staying there. That's your signal. Your vibe, that's your signal. But like your feelings, your like heart, your feelings of passion and optimism, that's magnetic. When all of a sudden that turns into discouraged, despair, loss of hope, your magnet just goes weak and it doesn't work anymore. Okay, so you guys keep your magnet strong, be strong, and pay attention to what is balanced and out of balance in your life, and do what you need to adjust how you perceive those things in your life, where they're at in your life, and how much they are a priority, and whether or not you can edit them to be not in your life. That's not always necessary. Sometimes it is. It just depends on if the thing is a toxic influence or if it's like really not serving you, like a bad job or something like that. All right, you guys, or a bad abusive relationship, or, something of that nature. Well, all right. Well, it is, oh my gosh, this has been a really long video. Sorry. I didn't even think I had enough steam to talk at all tonight. So, God. Well, I hope this is helpful, and I will see you guys tomorrow for our secret sermon, where we have our secret teachings of Jesus. All right, ciao.